Hi all, this is Ella with Extra Credit, and today we have some stories from r/RelationshipAdvice. This story was posted by Mission Medium 8591. My wife, 28 female, told me, 28 male, that I'm not allowed to bring our children to my parents' house. What do I do? We live about 10 minutes from my parents' house. My parents built a home on a large piece of land and had a pool built. Around the pool was a 3-foot fence made of hog wire. Not the ideal safety fence for young children. My wife said the children are not allowed there without us there with them, for safety concerns, which I understood. During that time, we made it clear to my parents what our concern was. My mom said she understood and was working on a solution. After a few months, they decided to extend the fence up to 6 feet. Now my wife is telling me that since they refused to install a safe pool fence, our kids aren't allowed there anymore, even with us there. I'm pretty pissed off and conflicted because I saw the 6-foot fence currently installed. And sure, it's not the ideal child-safe pool fence, but it's, in my eyes, good enough. I know my children would not be able to climb that. And if so, my mom is very attentive to the kids when they are there. This is a big point of friction for my wife and I. I'm tempted to say screw it and bring them there anyways. But I'm not trying to push it so far where divorce becomes any kind of option. I blew up on my wife when she brought it up. She knows every time she brings it up it's an issue. Because I'm stressed from recent changes at work, Marine Reserves, and school. I love my wife, but recently she's very against my family. My sister-in-law decided to get very big into those smut books, to the point where she's sharing some pretty disturbing stuff on social media. So now my wife said we won't go to any family functions if my sister-in-law is invited, because she doesn't want our kids around that type of person. Which I get, but I don't want to have to be the person to explain that and tell my parents I won't be hanging out with the family for the holidays. Recently, my mom has been coming to my daughter's soccer games, and my wife just barely acknowledges her. The tension is insane, and my mom tries to talk to my wife, but my wife will be short and hardly even look at my mom. I just don't know what to do here, and needed to vent. Of course, when I blew up on my wife, she made me out to be the bad guy, and how she just wants the kids to be safe. This just happened, and I'm still coming down from being pissed. So sorry if it seems like I'm just rambling. What should I say? Should I just bring my kids anyway? I just want one thing in my life to be normal. And if I can't have a normal relationship with my parents, then I just don't think I'll ever have any sort of normal life. OP then posted some more down in the comments. After talking to my wife more about it, after this post, it's more about the fact that my parents have had several months to make the pool fence safe, but have been beating around the bush. My dad, at dinner, straight up said he thinks the fence is stupid and isn't needed. I told my wife I agree with the lack of safety around the fence, and I mean that. I agree my parents should have just installed a safe fence, knowing they have 4, about to be 5, young grandkids. I don't know. Maybe my frustration is manifesting because I have truly gone through some stuff that forced me to uplift my family and move states 2 years ago regarding my job. Just had to go to HR because my supervisor kept disrespecting me, and I wasn't going to accept that. I am the sole provider for this family, a decision agreed by my wife and I. I've got a lot of stuff going on that I don't have control of. Now I guess being told I'm not allowed to bring my kids there is just another thing on top of everything. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. I lost my temper and probably shouldn't have. Why am I even responding to you? No clue. Just pissed off, confused about life, and venting. Alright, OP, here we go. A lot of kids drowned in pools. Your wife is right about needing a safe fence. Your mother might be attentive, but she'll have to go to the bathroom eventually. Also, I looked at pictures of that type of fencing and honestly, it's climbable. A small kid will likely hurt themselves more from falling off of it than actually making it to the pool, which is another thing that fence has going against it. You agree with your wife about it. and you were only mad that she took something that you normally had control over away from you. With all of these other things in your life being taken out of your control, it was your last straw. Tell your parents they need to get a child-safe pool fence and repurpose the hog fencing for a garden or something. Depending on where you all live, they might actually need a safety fence by law. Not having one could get them in trouble. Now, when it comes to your sister-in-law, if she is not like the things she posts online around the kids, then your wife should probably chill, unless what she's posting is really bad. I am assuming your kids don't have social media yet, and most adults do and say things around their friends and other adults that they would never say or do around children. If your sister-in-law acts appropriately around the kids, then your wife is in the wrong about keeping you all away from the rest of your family if she's around. Your wife also gave your mom the cold shoulder because she thinks your mom does not value your kids' safety to the same degree she does. I am sure your mom does, but different generations do and show things differently. If your mom and dad won't fix the fence, just invite them to your place instead of going down there. I'm sure they would happily drive the 10 minutes to see their grandkids. But that's just my advice. This story was posted by Significant Thing 44. My 33 male fiance is not speaking to me, 31 female, because I was too inebriated for intercourse. Yesterday I had a fun little girls' brunch. Well, bottomless mimosas got the best of me, and I was very intoxicated by 3 p.m. My sisters had called my fiance to come pick me up. I had thrown up all over myself, and all over the flowers in our front yard. Surprisingly, he wasn't mad yet. I also ran into the bathroom and, while trying to aim for the toilet, must have missed, and pooed on my leg just a tiny bit as well. I was having a hell of an afternoon, laying in the tub and throwing up in there as well. Still, wasn't mad at that time. I guess I must have passed out because I woke up at 7 p.m. covered in vomit. At this point, I'm coherent, but still throwing up. I cleaned myself up in the shower, and my fiance says, "Well, now that I took care of you, can we have sex?" To which I replied, "If I'm feeling better in an hour, sure." Well, an hour passed, and I've been sleeping. He asks the same question, "So, can we have sex?" To which I reply, "I don't feel the best still, and I really need to eat something." He brings me a piece of pizza and asks me to hurry and eat so I can hurry and feel better. I refuse to eat pizza, as the smell made me almost barf again. I somehow force myself to go into the kitchen where I find a slice of bread. After 3 bites I hear a, "Okay now? Do you feel better?" At this point, I snap. I ask him, "How the do you think I feel better? I can't stand up straight. I'm still throwing up. I can't eat. All I need is sleep." Well, my fiance threw a fit and locked himself upstairs for the rest of the night, and this morning, and all day during work. We've had a similar fight, and he always lets me know that I break promises or I am all talk and no show. I guess I'm just here to vent before I go insane. OP, your fiance reminds me of those guys, or girls, that assume they're going to get laid just because they took you out for dinner. I don't know about the other promises he said you broke, but you could have died in that tub. Alcohol poisoning is no joke, and it sounds like you had it. Your body was trying its best to expel everything it possibly could. I mean, it is nice that even at your worst, he still found you attractive. Mind you, hopefully that was after you were all cleaned up. But honestly, he should have taken you to urgent care or watched over you. Leaving you in the bathtub like that was dangerous. And then, OP posted an update. Thank you to all who posted and gave me some insight, even the insight from my fiance's point of view. Absolutely, I do admit I went too hard at brunch. I've lost some significant weight. I rarely drink nowadays, and clearly cannot handle alcohol like I used to. Bottomless mimosas leads to bathroom vomit. Drink lots of water. Water is your friend. This has been Ella with Extra Credit, reading you some Reddit stories. Tell us what you thought about them down in the comments. Please press that like button if you liked it, and subscribe. We post new stories every Wednesday and Friday. Thank you for listening and hope to see you again.